Hello and welcome to your LearningStudio course. Today, I will be showing you the content types and course tools available to you within the LearningStudio platform to help you successfully teach your online course. When you first enter, you'll land on the course home. In this area, you can get a good idea of what's going on in the course and what you should be working on. Although I'm logged in as an instructor today, students see a similar view but tailored to their personal account and needs. At the top of your course home is the course introduction. This is an area for you to place content. Should you enter any content here, it will simply shift everything in the middle of the page down. This area does remain constant, but if you should choose to use it, it's easy to change later as well. I'll show you where to do that in a few minutes. The activity feed in the middle gives you a good snapshot of the activity happening in class. As students respond to the discussion threads, it will appear here in this feed. Additionally, students and instructors have the ability to post remarks to the course wall, allowing for conversation to happen outside of a class discussion or assignment. This is a great place for students to ask questions of each other or of the instructor, and responses are also posted publicly. In the student feeds, they'll also receive notice of when a grade of an assignment or quiz has been returned to them. Although this does show up in their feed, it only shows up for that particular student, giving them a personalized look into their course. On the People tab, you're able to connect with the people within your course. Any student or instructor that's currently online will show up in this area, allowing you to chat or find out more information about them through their profile and recent activity page. You can also edit your own information by clicking on your name in the profile and choosing the Edit Profile link under your name. Here you can choose to upload a picture and choose what information you want to share about yourself. If you decide to update your account with your Skype name, the additional Skype icon will appear when you're online next to your name and picture. This allows others to launch the third-party application for chat or video conferencing purposes. There's also the Privacy tab within your profile that does allow students and instructors to not share their profile or choose to not appear online. As we move back to the course home, you'll find the course announcements along the right-hand side. Announcements will move to the red tab as they've been viewed, and instructors can choose to release announcements by date when setting these up. Down below, you'll find the upcoming feed. This lists all assignments due within the next 7 days. You can schedule the due date for any item through the Content Item Toolbox or the Course Scheduler. I'll cover both of these items a little bit later in this overview. There's also an instructor-only item in the course home called For Review that allows you to see all assignments and quizzes that have been submitted by students for review. Within the LearningStudio platform, all of the content lives within the left-hand navigation. As the instructor, I have 2 additional tabs along the top, the course view showing me the content exactly how the student would see it, and the author tab allowing me to edit the content. Students do not have these tabs and will just be presented with the course view. As I move to the author side of the course home, you can see that I now have the ability to edit, create, and schedule course announcements. I can also edit the course introduction, as well as adding new content items and units from the Course Items tab. As I add a new item, I'll want to name it, and then choose the content item type. Here that are available the text multimedia, Microsoft Office document, exam, threaded discussion, and web content upload. Once you choose your type, name it, and choose where you want it to go, you can then add it to the course. There's also options on assigning it to a specific group within the class, hiding it from students, or creating a Dropbox basket for this content item. It's important to note that while the units in my course are labeled Week 1, Week 2, etc., you can name the units and any of the content items anything you would like. To give you an idea of what the content item types look like, we'll go through some of the content items within week 1 of our course. We'll first take a look at the text multimedia item. When creating or editing this item, you'll find a rich visual editor that will allow you to add items such as links, equations, symbols, and images. You can also format your text as well. Additionally, for those that are a little bit more technical, you'll find an HTML tab at the bottom that does allow you to edit your HTML content. Here you can even add embedded content code, such as YouTube or Vimeo. Make sure to save your changes, but when you're ready, you can switch back over to the course view to see the content as the student would see it. For the Microsoft Office document content item, the LearningStudio system allows you to upload your Word documents, Excel spreadsheets, and PowerPoint presentations directly to our platform. After searching for your content and choosing to upload, the platform will convert the document to HTML to easily view within the frame of your course. If you find errors within your document, you can download a copy of the current document from the author side, make your changes and upload it again, or choose to upload a new document altogether. The Web Content Upload content item allows you to upload all other content items that are not Microsoft Office documents, such as PDFs or HTML files. Just like the Microsoft Office document content item, you can upload files or download the current version. Once it's been uploaded and saved, you can switch back over to the course view to then see again how students view this content item within the frame of the course. The threaded discussion content item will allow you to put in HTML-rich content within the prompt of the discussion thread. Students and instructors can respond through a visual editor text box. Any unread responses will show up in bold, and there are also several filtering options to allow you to easily read through responses. The last content item that we'll look at is our exam content item. As I move over to the author side, we can take a look at the question types that are available to you to add to this particular item. We have true, false, multiple choice, multiple answer, fill in the blank, matching, short answer, and essay. The first 5 questions can be set up to be auto-graded, while the last 2 do require instructor review. Additionally, question pools can be added to the exam to allow for random questions to be presented to students. Within the question, you can add HTML-rich content and even add answer-level feedback to students on the auto-graded questions. Here within the author side, there are also links to show exam statistics and difficulty level of questions from here. Every content item, not just the quizzes, do allow you to edit the content item toolbox. Here you can edit the schedule, including the due date of the content item. You can move it from within the unit or to other units, or delete the content item altogether. Here you can also assign this to a particular group within the class as well, or hide it from all students. Exams have additional choices for how to display questions, giving students a time limit, or allowing students to retake the exam. There's also options on how the results display to students in the gradebook, and configuration settings can be modified as needed. Now let's take a look at some of the course tools that are available to you. The Course Admin tab is the first tool, and it's only available to you as the instructor. Here you can change course settings such as course title, how to display unit titles, and any other unit content item navigation preferences. There's also options to enable or disable tools. When you disable tools, it will then remove it from the toolbox above, or the toolbar above. You can also change threaded discussion preferences, such as whether students are able to respond after a certain date or whether they can edit their response at a later date. In the course scheduler, you can edit the dates for all of the content items within your course, choosing to restrict access or before or after certain dates, as well as assign due dates. If you remember back to our course homepage, the due dates that you assign here will create the upcoming feed within the course home. Additionally, the Path Builder tool will allow you to release content conditionally. For instance, if you do not want your students to see week 2 until they've scored a certain percentage on the week 1 quiz, you can assign that accordingly. There's also options to hide the content until it's triggered. Other triggers include responding to discussion threads or submitting quiz or exams or assignments. Within Course Admin, you can also create groups. By choosing student names from the course roster, you can add them to groups. Content items can then be assigned to the specific group for more individualized viewing of content. Our next tool is the Gradebook. From within the Gradebook, you'll have an overall view of how students are performing within the course with the view of the weighted average to date. But there are many ways to view the Gradebook. If we move to Show All, we can not only see each assignment and how students are doing within the course, but all of the links here are active, and it quickly allows us to drill down to find out more information about a student, an assignment, or how students are doing on a particular assignment. As I click the assignment heading for the Week 2 quiz, you can see here that I can enter numeric grades, letter grades, or choose whether or not I want to share it with the student. I can also enter comments. These options are available for all items within the Gradebook. Exams have additional options to reset the exam or grant additional minutes. If I click on a student's name within this view, I can see the Gradebook detail view. This allows me to enter the same information that we were looking at on the assignment level view, but I can also review how the student performed on this particular quiz, and also leave individualized question level feedback. The User Activity tab will show you how many minutes students have spent on a specific content item within the course. If we expand the view of Samantha's time within the course, you'll see that she spent 14 minutes total in Unit 2 of our course. She spent 12 minutes on the audio lecture and only 2 minutes on the quiz, and perhaps that's why she only scored 10 out of 15 points on this particular quiz. There's also several options within the Gradebook on how to set up points and weight assignments and content items accordingly. Our next tool is the Email tool. This tool sends an email to the address on file within the system for the student. By choosing a student, instructor, or group of students, you can craft an email and send it from within the course. The live tools are synchronous tools for students to use to communicate with each other. When creating groups, chat rooms are automatically created for the group communication. Other chat rooms can be added as needed. Chat logs are available to you as the instructor to review. Additionally, this is where you can access Class Live to lead to a synchronous whiteboarding session through Illuminate. Sessions are automatically recorded and stored for review from both students and instructors. An additional link with more information will be provided to you regarding Class Live at a later time. Doc sharing is the next tool, and this is where documents can be stored in a repository. Again, if student groups are set up, Folders for only that group access are automatically created. As the instructor, you can see which resources are being downloaded and have the ability to edit or delete a resource. Dropbox is where students go to turn in assignments. When in the toolbox of a content item, you can add a Dropbox basket that corresponds with the item on the left-hand navigation. Once a student submits their assignment, you can download the assignment within the Dropbox basket. Here you can insert a numeric grade, a letter grade, and choose whether or not you want to return it to the student. You can also check the Out box, which shows all of the assignments that you've already returned to students. Finally, the No Submissions tab will allow you to insert grades for those students that have not yet submitted an assignment. All of these grades are tied back to the gradebook so that you don't have to move back and forth between these two tools. The journal is a tool where students can create notes and choose whether or not they'd like to keep them private or share with the instructor. Many students use this as a place to take notes, or some instructors use this tool as a place for students to create weekly reflection logs that can be graded. Here you'll find a visual editor for any of these entries, and then options on how to share with the instructor or keep the notes private. Webliography is where instructors can create a bibliography of web addresses. Students can search within this area for a particular site, and you as the instructor can create folders to organize these items. If you ever have trouble within the LearningStudio system, you can always access the help pages through the Help tab. They're contextual, so wherever you currently are within the course, they'll pull up the relevant information. From here, you can go to the index, search, or even mark items as favorites so you can quickly reference them later. I hope you've enjoyed your tour of LearningStudio today. Please reach out to your operational contact should you have any more questions.